Today on To The Point, we have another set of your eliminated contestants from season 16 on So You Think You Can Dance.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movie.
Welcome on in To The Point with Kristen Bird, presented by Dance Network and Popcorn Talk. We are so excited that we have another two contestants from So You Think You Can Dance. And of course, these are supplemental episodes of To The Point. Of course, we will have our regular show on Tuesday, but I want to introduce one of the eliminated contestants from week 3, and that's Anna Linstruth. Hi. How are you feeling? This is what I want to ask. I was thinking about you all weekend.
Okay.
You had an injury.
Yeah.
Which we don't see on the show, but you were in a lot of pain when I saw you on Saturday night. So
Yeah.
How did that go?
I actually ended up going to the ER straight after the show. I only did your press interview, like that was it. I went to the ER. I was there until like 2 a.m.
Oof.
And all they did was an x-ray first to tell me it wasn't broken. And I was like, thanks, I knew that. Because obviously if it was broken, I would have known. And then that's all they did. So
we
still don't know what's wrong.
You still don't know. Do you have to get
an MRI?
An MRI, yeah.
Because it's muscular. It's not, bone. So you can't see it on an x-ray.
Did it happen in a certain moment where you go, oh, I know I just got injured?
No. I think it happened in week 1, actually.
So it's been kind of an ongoing, lingering injury.
And then during the African jazz routine with Sean Cheeseman was when it was like
full on. Yeah, you were feeling it. Yeah. It was amazing because backstage I saw you and I was like, oh, you're moving very gingerly through the backstage area. And I was like, good for you for making it through the whole show.
I was like, I have to.
I know, but dancers are I don't think people realize dancers' threshold for pain is so high.
Yeah.
And so when we're always like, they'll ask you at the hospital, like, is it like a 7 on a 1 through 10? And dancers are like, oh, it's like a 2. I think a normal person, it's probably like a 15.
I mean, when they asked me that at the hospital, I was like, solid 7. Like it was a lot.
Yeah, you're like, I'm in it. I'm in it.
It was a lot. It's mostly because, breathing hurts. Because like your ribs are, so it's like your diaphragm. So breathing, sneezing, coughing, anything.
How about like walking? Does it hurt when you walk? Can you feel it?
Sleeping? Oh. I've been like for the past few nights trying to sleep. Every time I move, I wake up because I'm just like, I'm
gingerly moving this way. I don't think people realize until I've had a back injury too before, but like ribs, back, you need it to do everything.
Everything.
Sit, stand, lie down, walk.
All the things.
All the things.
Yep.
All the things. Before the show we were talking and just congratulations, because top 10 in a show that used to have 20 people and you still get to go out on tour. You're 10 in the nation that made it to the show this year. Have you been able to sort of wrap your brain around that?
Yeah. I mean, it was at first definitely very like surprising. Like I even made top 10 and then especially even making top 8. Like I didn't think that was going to happen. So, that was cool.
So you pat yourself on the back a little bit. Yeah. You got to do that.
Coming in, my goal was to make it past week 1. That's all I wanted to do. So I did that.
Check.
So we're good.
You are so good. You achieved that goal. You unlocked it.
Yeah,
now you're going on tour. But you did audition for season 15, did you not?
Did. Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't know that.
No, nobody knows that.
Contemporary, correct?
No.
You did. It came in as a hip hop dancer.
It was hip hop, but it was like contemporary hip hop.
A fusion style.
Yeah, which they don't like on the show.
All right, so they wanted you to come back and go full hip hop.
Yeah, I actually season 16 I auditioned as a house dancer.
Ooh,
not hip hop. And then during the producer round with Jeff, he was like, hip hop. I was like, okay. So I came back as that.
Okay.
For the actual judges round, I came back as that.
So for when you came in to audition as house, what did your solo? Did you do the freestyle or did you do your actual solo?
It was a choreographed solo.
Okay, what did it look like? Just describe it to us.
I mean, it was house, so it wasn't hip hop, so it wasn't like hard hitting.
Yeah,
it was more like bouncy, like bubbly.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, but like even Jeff was like, I don't know what I'm looking at because nobody knows that style, so it's kind of like you don't know.
Yeah, Jeff knows what he's, he knows what the show wants. He knows what he's looking for. So it's smart to take his advice.
Yes, yeah.
You don't just like brush it aside and go,
Jeff is always right.
He is always right. Yeah, he's got a few seasons under his belt.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, so good. So when you came to Judges Around here to Los Angeles, I have to say you have the most iconic striped shirts.
Oh, I know.
I will always think of you with the striped shirts. Where are you getting them all?
The one I wore to auditions, I got it in Arizona.
I like
just
it.
A random store. It was like they had a sale. It was like $2 shirts.
I'm gonna give you an idea, okay?
Okay.
Branding your dance like kind of streetwear Striped shirts.
Striped shirts, yeah.
I think it could be a whole
Merch.
thing.
Yeah.
You got your whole like merch brand thing going on.
Yep, it's already going. Yeah, and then the other ones, the one I wore in my solo on this episode was I walked into like I think it was like a Marshalls or like a Ralph. Not a Ralph's, a Ross.
Ross Dress for Less.
Yeah, and I was like. I like saw it like in the very back corner of the store. I just walked straight to it. Like
that is
that's
mine.
it.
I'm gonna dance in it.
No logos. I see it.
It's nice and clean. Yeah, it's perfect. Perfect for television.
Yep.
When you get your ticket from Judges Round then into Academy, did you go home? Did you do a little extra training? Like, what does that look like for you?
I actually didn't.
Okay, I love the truth on this. You know that you're going into ballroom. You know you're going into a contemporary like round. So what did those weeks look like then if you weren't doing any additional sort of ballroom training or anything like that?
All I did was work.
You did? You were working at Jamba Juice.
Yeah, I did. I was working like 45-hour weeks.
You're busy.
Just like making money. That's all I did the whole time. I would go to work and sleep and work and sleep and work and sleep.
Okay, now, do you know what? That makes your story a little bit even more unbelievable that you made it to top 10.
I know.
Because I was someone, if I even took a week off from dance, my training would fall so far like off the map.
Yeah, I literally didn't do anything. Like nothing. Not even hip hop. Like I didn't do anything. I just worked.
So you come into Academy and everyone's like, I hired a ballroom instructor, or I went and took 4,000 hip hop classes, and you're just like, oh, I was at Jamba Juice
working. I just didn't have the money to like go and take ballroom. Ballroom is so expensive.
It's so expensive.
I didn't have the money for it, and I was like, I'd rather just make money than spend it.
Right.
And especially on the off chance you don't make it, and you kind of, in the sense, wasted that money.
Because then you're not working that couple of weeks.
Yeah, so it's kind of just like...
And, it's kind of interesting because you kind of bring up the whole topic that dance is really expensive.
It is.
It is very expensive for the classes and footwear. And, if you do the convention circuit, that's even more expensive. And hiring people to do your solos.
Yep, that's why I never did it.
But you have training under your belt, though, too. Yeah.
Prodigy and everything was, like, the extent of mine. But Prodigy in a nutshell was everything.
It was
everything hip-hop.
Everything hip-hop.
Yeah,
is where you...
I mean, it was very, like, foundational styles. Like, we always had, like, popping, house, breaking, like, all, like, the foundational styles within it. So it wasn't just, go take hip-hop class.
Yeah, it wasn't just, like, kind of that sweeping, generic hip-hop class that we all talk about.
Yeah, it was, like, actual training.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, freestyle, like, I can actually freestyle. Because it's not, like, I just go learn choreography and that's all I do. I have, like, actual, like, training from, like, the actual styles. So that's why, like, Prodigy was definitely... the only thing I ever had to do was because she brought it all to us instead of us having to go find it in other places.
That's great, though.
Yeah.
It's a great foundation because I think, too, sometimes when people don't realize, like, hip-hop and urban dance involve a lot of styles.
Yeah.
They have a lot of dance history to them. They come from different regions of the world, too. And we just think about it here in the United States, but it is a global phenomenon.
Yeah, definitely.
And, I mean, there's a reason why even breaking is going to be an Olympic sport come 2024. So
I'm so ready for that.
Yeah.
That'll be crazy.
You should train for that.
Oh, dear.
You're like, not with my rib right now.
Yeah. I mean, I used to, break when I was younger. That was actually the first thing I ever did when I moved to Vegas instead of hip-hop. Like, the first class I was ever in was breaking. And then somewhere along the line when I got to high school, I just kind of, like, stopped doing it. I feel like if I tried, I could do it again. But it's just one of those things. It's like riding a bike. Like, once you learn how to hold your weight on your elbow, you kind of just know how to hold your weight.
Yeah, you're like, I got it. I know how to do this.
But maybe I'll get back into it someday, We'll see.
Never know. Never know. How did Academy feel to you? Did it feel good? Did you feel, like, confident going through these rounds? Because you kick it off with Luther Brown. And you're thinking, that didn't go well?
No. Yeah, that wasn't my finest moment. I don't really know what happened with that. It was just me being in my head.
Yeah.
Because it's the same when I take class. Like, if I take class and someone's like, okay, let's do a group, like, small group, film it, and they put me center, I'll mess it up the first time, and then we stop, we do it again. The second time, it's great. And it's exactly what happened on TV. So I feel like it was just like... I don't know.
Yeah, you talked a lot about sort of the mental game, too, on the show for you. That was probably your biggest battle, I think.
Yeah.
What were those... Are you someone that compares yourself to what's going on around you, like the other dancers going, wow, they're so trained, this is what's happening? Or you're just doubting your own ability? You're doubting your own ability. Yeah.
It it was more so like for me, it was like the hate comments that were real life for me, for sure.
So for people that don't know, once the top 5 girls were announced, there were debates amongst, I don't even want to call them fans, let's call them viewers.
Yeah.
Viewers of who should make the top 5. But you were tagged on a lot of this when people thought someone else should be in your spot.
Yeah. Ever since, literally day one, it's been hard. Nobody really ever wanted me to be on the show. So it was hard going into it, knowing that the people didn't even want to see me there.
It's and then especially unfair.
After week 1 and Steph got eliminated and not me, that was the worst. Like, so many people were upset that it was her and not me. And I was like, I understand it because she's amazing. But, I mean, it's not my fault that the judges picked me. So I was like,
I'm not.
There's nothing I can do.
I'm not a judge on the show. I'm a contestant.
No, yeah, it was a lot of me, Sumi, and Desi. A lot of that. Like, there was so much hip-hop female on the show, and this is what we get. Like, it was just like...
And it's hard. It's hard because, you know, as humans, that really hurts your feelings.
Yeah. As much as you like try to like not, it just...
You can have the thickest skin in the world, and it hurts your feelings.
Yeah.
And I've been at this a long time, and sometimes I see tweets, and they're directed at me, and I'm like, whew.
Yeah. No matter what. It's like,
you just have to, I just kind of mute and move on because I'm like, I just don't need to see it. I don't need to live it because I know what my truth is.
Yeah.
And
it was hard not to read them, you know? I think going into this past week, I was trying, like, I really didn't read a lot of them, mostly because we didn't have the time to. It was 5 routines in a week, so it was...
You're at rehearsal every 5 minutes.
Yeah, if I was not at rehearsal, I was sleeping, so I didn't really have the time. But the weeks prior to that, like... Yeah, it was not fun.
Stop tagging the dancers, people.
No, for real.
You know, for real. If you have something negative, stop tagging them. I'm not kidding because, listen, go off and you're allowed to speak your opinion, but don't tag them. They have a competition. They are like trying.
Worst. When people would like DM it to me, it's like,
oh, come on, people. I know.
Like going out and looking at comments is one thing, but like when they tag you in it and it pops up as a notication on your phone,
and then you go, oh, what did they say?
Yeah, you're like. Okay.
And you're like, and bye.
Yeah,
I know.
But
and I think that was an interesting note too. Lorianne was always like, I just want Anna to believe in herself because Lorianne really believes in you.
Yeah,
she believes in your talent.
Yeah, I heard.
You heard, yeah,
on your interviews.
But I hope that you take it, especially when you have a moment to kind of like breathe from the experience and listen, really listen to her words because. Lorianne is not randomly just spouting off stuff like, oh, I like this person. She means it.
Yeah.
All the way deep into her soul. So
yeah. I'm gonna take it more so with me from this experience. Like now obviously this experience for me is technically over because I'm not in the competition. I'm in like the sense of like
week to week to week. Yes.
Obviously we come back for the finale and then there's tour and everything, but it's just like taking it into like jobs.
Right,
you know?
into the professional world.
Yeah, just knowing that like when I walk into an audition, my first thing that I've ever done is always just be like, oh, I know them, they're great. Oh, I know them, they're great. But like I just have to like not do that and know
just go, I'm here, I'm great.
Yes. So that'll be the biggest thing for me to take it from the show into like the actual professional world. It's
actually a really good note too. It's actually one that any of us could take anywhere and just remember you have so many talents and so many beautiful things to offer as long as you believe it yourself. Right.
Definitely.
And it's not about being like cocky. It's about just having that confidence to say, I got this. Yeah. That's really the big deal.
Yeah, it is.
You said after tour you're planning on moving here to Los Angeles.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so do you have those ideas in your head of what you would like to do, who you would like to work with, what that career looks like?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to come to LA and be a class taker because you know there's so many of those that exist. Like all they do is they move here and they take class. Obviously, some of them really get paid to take class, which is fine. But I want to like actually work. So like I want to do.
You want to take class just for auditions to train.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm not going to not take
just
class.
In case people aren't understanding.
Yes.
The class takers oftentimes, just in case someone doesn't know, there's a lot of people just going to take class to get video views and get for likes and Instagram. So just to clarify that.
Yeah, it's not. I'm definitely still going to like train and take class. But it's not for Instagram. You know, it's for me. But I want to do like award shows. Like I'd really like to like do the Grammys, and I want to do a tour really bad.
Who is the dream artist that you would love? Chris Brown. I love that.
Or I really want to work with Billie Eilish, only because we look the same and we talk the same, and she's great and super talented.
You could do kind of videos together.
Yeah, like if I was like her dance double or something, like
that could totally work. It could totally work.
But yeah, Chris Brown is the dream tour for sure, because his tour is based on the dancers, because he's a dancer himself.
That's right. He has a complete understanding.
Yeah, so he like
dance.
They're not just like background, like they're literally the show. So it, like that, for a dancer, that's the dream tour.
Yeah,
but really anybody,
not just behind him.
Yeah, yeah. But really anybody though, like so many good artists to tour with.
Any choreographers that either that you worked with on So You Think You'd Love to work with again, or someone you didn't get a chance to work with?
Talia Fabia.
Talia Fabia.
Never got to work with her.
Other than Academy for
contemporary.
For contemporary, yeah.
But like on the live or studio shows, I never got to work with her, which was sad. But the other one I wanted to work with was Travis Wall, and I got to do that twice, so that's great.
And that incredible piece you got to do about gun control, I think I'm surprised this didn't go even more viral than it did. Like it was shared a lot, but I thought it just, what you guys did, that work on that stage was incredible.
Yeah, no, that was probably my favorite piece of the season.
Yeah, it gave me, we watched it a couple times in studio, and I thought the hair on my arms was standing up every time. I'm like, it's so powerful.
Yeah, it was.
It's so
the
powerful.
Ending of that one, that one, the ending always got me. I was like,
and I was literally like writing down on my phone because I take notes during the show, and I'm like, okay, great, Emmys, real 2020.
Emmys are happening.
Emmys for next year for Travis. Like, I just always feel like he's like, no, I'm not, set on just 9 consecutive nominations. I want to go for 10.
Yeah,
that's Travis.
He's gonna get it for sure with that one. Yeah,
I just think his work is incredible.
For real.
Let's talk quickly because we do have Benjamin in here as well.
Yes,
Let's talk about working with Benjamin. I loved your partnership. I loved your friendship, and you guys had immediate chemistry from the start.
Yeah, it was always a great time. Like there was never any like negativity as there were with some of the other partnerships, but you'll get into that on your own time. That's not my tea to spill.
Not that tea, not on the show.
But there was never anything bad with that partnership, and it was always genuine. I feel like there was never a time where it was like fake for the camera. It was always genuine. Obviously, the show tried to push like the showmance situation, but that was never really what it was.
No, it's just
a friendship for sure.
I think too, sometimes on TV, chemistry gets misread.
Yes, it does.
And chemistry can be. You can be electric on stage together, and then you can be just great buddies off stage. Yeah. But what is important is having that chemistry on stage together.
Yes. Yeah. No, it was. I definitely got blessed with that partner. I mean, obviously, any of the guys on the show were amazing, but he was the one that I wanted from day one, and I had a feeling I was going to get him just because. Like height and everything too, like they take into account all that.
They do, yes.
So I was like,
we knew like Bailey and Mariah were going to be together.
Yeah, so I was like, that's the one. And then when we did the whole corner turning thing and it was him, I was like, oh, I knew it. Like it's great.
That's great. Did everyone play the guessing game? Like I think so and so is going to get partnered up with.
We were all correct.
You were all 100% correct across the board. That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty easy. To be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you have someone like Ezra who's very, very tall, so you're not going with Mariah.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So
the biggest one was like Sophie and Steph, but we knew that it wasn't going to be from the jump, Sophie and Gino, because they're both contemporary.
That's right.
So we knew that it had to be this way.
Right. So they have to mix it up and mix up the styles and work that all out.
Yeah. But we all were correct in our assumptions.
What do you think you'll take away from working with Benjamin? Because I think that working with a partner, especially through an experience like this, a lot of good lessons learned.
Yeah. Definitely like not thinking so negatively because it brings everybody around you down. I feel like that's not even just a Benjamin thing. That's an entire top 10 situation. Because I did that from like day one. Like when I first walked into day one of studio show rehearsals, I was like depressed because nobody wanted me to be there. Like,
but the show wanted you to be there. Yes.
like audience wise, people on the internet, they didn't want me to be there. So it was hard walking into week one, like thinking like, okay, they all wanted these 9 and they didn't want me here. So now what do I do? So I kept like talking about it. Like I'd make comments and everyone would be like, shut up, Anna. Like,
yeah.
Stop.
Well, I think the thing is too, like when you put that energy out, you start believing it.
Yeah.
And you have to catch yourself and go, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
It was hard to like get out of it. But I think it's the same with Benjamin. He always pulled me out of it.
So good.
So it was very helpful. He was always, I say it in every interview, he believed in me more than I ever did. So I wouldn't have been able to get through week 1, even into week week 3 we had 5 routines. Like I wouldn't have been able to make it through it without.
It's a gift of a partner. Then
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm happy we got eliminated together because now I don't have to watch him do the show with someone else.
It's a little hard.
Like,
it's a little hard.
sitting back and being like, okay, that was me last week, and now you're with someone else. So it's not like I wanted him to get eliminated, but
I know I did think it was brave of Steph watching from the audience this week and watching her brother and watching Gino move on. And, and they were showing her getting eliminated over and over.
I know. I felt so bad.
I did. I did too. And I did see her after the show, and she was great, Steph, because, I thought the High School Musical trailer came out. You should be on top of the world. And she's like, I am. So she was in a really good place.
Yeah, no, she's doing great, which I'm happy for because I know she was not doing so great the day that it happened.
Of course
and
not.
it was hard because I had the feeling like she was like mad at me. But
she was not mad at you. In fact, the first thing she said to me, how is Anna?
Yeah, I know.
She asked, she was like, I want to know if she's okay. So your friendship is, you guys are BFFs.
Yes. I was nervous. I was like, oh my God, she's going to blame me. And then like she texted me. It was like, girl, what do you talk about? Like, why is that
She loves you and you love her. And
yes, definitely. That's definitely like the closest friendship I got out of this whole thing. So
I love to hear
that's
that.
cool. And now we're roomies on tour.
Exactly. It's perfect. It really is.
It's great. Yeah.
Well, Anna, we have to wrap up, but I want to say thank you so much. It's been a pleasure getting to know you through this journey, and I look forward to seeing what happens next after tour.
Very exciting.
Come back here when you're in here, LA. Seats always open for you.
Always.
Yeah, and slide into my DMs.
Okay.
We've had some good, fun DM exchanges.
Yes, we have. Those have been great.
Yeah. I promise. Mine are positive.
Yes, always.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys, be sure to stick around because we do have Benjamin Castro coming in studio here on To The Point.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.